everyone. It's a little bit late, so guess what? I was looking in my cabinet because I was doing a lot of work in here, boys and girls. I have a delivery arriving tomorrow, so I found some of these whatevers, and I'm gonna just put some goods in the pan. So I'm gonna tell you why I'm cutting them up a little smaller. That's because I live on Brokeville Lane, and I'm trying to make more than one meal, just in case I like it. So I'll get a few pieces in the can, a few pieces in my bowl. You know what I mean? I don't know if I can eat this. Boys and girls, it's been a while, but there's no way I'm gonna turn down the option of trying. You know what I mean? That I'm not gonna do. So, and this can didn't have a lot of sausages in it. Now I did put a lot of onion in there. And I'm trying. And I don't know the last time I ate a meal. I did eat some of my yesterday meals, and they were good. But I think I need a little bit of love right now. So So I'm gonna just cut up these sausages just a little smaller, so I can make myself a little yum meal. That's it, boys and girls. A little yum meal. I'm gonna take my little meat, and I'm sure we already know my counter was clean. And I don't have any friendships running around here at night. You see how I said friendships, right? Now I washed my pepper off last night, and I cooked last night. Boys and girls, I bought 2 packages of these peppers, and they have lasted me because I am very intentional with how small I cut them up. But yesterday my tooth was hurting me, so I'm gonna possibly cook them down a little bit more. Yesterday they were really good because they were a little crunchy. Crunchy, is that how you say it? Yeah. So but tonight I'm not sure. I may have to cook it down a little bit more. So I'm going to turn the fire down just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I have a few more days to eat off of these peppers. So I want to put a little bit of plentifulness in the pot, but I want to get as much out of it as I can. You understand that, boys and girls? You know how it is to be frugal, right? You know, if I was a billionaire, I would still be frugal because I love it. I love it. Now, I honestly think I should have saved some of this pepper, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in my onion bowl because I don't want to play in the sandbox and just use it up. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm going to throw in some of my garlic. see what else I have in here. I'm going to put some rice in my pot. I'm so happy I can eat this rice. It didn't put me to sleep. And I had 2 bowls already, which means I have found my rice. Boys and girls, I have found my rice. Yes, indeed, I found my rice. Now I'm gonna have to put a little butter in there. I'm gonna have to put a little butter in there because I don't have too much yum in there. You understand? And I'm actually learning that I do love some of the colors that I'm using in my pot. So there goes that. So now I'm gonna add a little butter in there because I need a little yum in there. One of these days I'm going to invest in another board since I burned the other side. But I'll be damned if I have to invest in one right now. No, I don't. Nope. Now I do not want I have to prepare my crackers. Ooh, that kind of hit my eye. Okay, now I'm gonna put okay, I was supposed to do something. Let's see. Garlic, minced onion, orange peel, black pepper, citric acid, crushed red pepper, parsley flakes, lemon oil. Ooh, I like that. Okay, that's this here. I like that. So let me try it like this, with just this, and see what happens to my meal tonight. Let's see. Now I do have to put a little bit of shake of salt in there because I need just a teeny bit, I need to wake up and say hello to the pot. So that has to be in there. So I'm gonna leave that for right now. And see what that turns out to be, but I kid you not, it smells delicious. Smells delicious. Doesn't look appetizing. I'm not gonna lie. I need something else in there. But what I will do is put a top on it. I will put a top on it. Dang, boy, do I have to wet up the place like this? And let it cook down. So everything get in there and say hello, love you, and all that other good stuff, boys and girls. Because this is not too much to my liking. Isn't it just nice when you have your cup and your water's not ready yet, and then you have your plate and your fork is missing? Isn't it just wonderful? Okay, I'm gonna get my fork. Now, I did purchase myself a can of beets because I wanted to see if I could eat them, but I did not heat these beets up. So if you do something else with beets, you don't have a problem, share it with me, let me know. But I'm going to nibble on some of this while it's hot. Now I can say that the onions, garlic, all of that stuff, it's singing a song, baby. I don't really taste the Viennas, so that means that this can is better than the original little can, because that little can has this little I don't really like that taste. I might be able to eat this. I will see how my stomach feels tonight and tomorrow. Now let me see with the beet. I remember I ate this when I was little, but I don't know if I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm just trying to work on my shopping list. I have like so this is really nice. I really like it. And I cooked the rice a little bit longer because I like a little crunch in my rice. So this piece right here, I can tell it's going to be nice. That little piece of crunch was really nice. I like these beets. I already washed the can and put it in the garbage bag, but I should have read the back of it to see what the calories and everything was. But I think this is going to be my last bite. I believe I'm full, and I don't like to eat to the point where I'm full. So I'm going to take this last bite, and then I'm going to have some peppermint tea. That was really good, boys and girls. I really like it. I really like it. I don't know what video I was watching. That's a flower. Anyway, I don't know what video I was watching. It's somewhere in my history, but the person that was doing the video was showing their pantry, and all I could say to myself was, what is going on right now? No, I would have never been able to do that. But very beautiful setup. But not with what's going on in here now. But I purchased a shelf. I purchased 3 shelves. 2 of them came out perfect, and 1 was a little cracked. Boys and girls, y'all already know I'm a grinder. Now let me see, can you see this? Yeah, you can see a little piece right here. This piece cracked, which means if it was standing up, this piece cracked. So I put a little piece of toilet paper on there, and I put a lot of glue on it. Now I don't know, see, right there. All I have to do is just let that dry. It's already hard, so I'm just gonna let that dry overnight, and then I'm gonna see if I'm gonna use it for what it was intended for, but it's definitely not for my craft room. So I ended up saving the shelf. Hopefully I saved it. Hopefully I saved it. But I'm so thankful because I found myself. I tell you, my back is killing me. And I'm so tired. And I'm so thankful that I made it without a nap today. I'm so tired. But I have a few more things to do. The box that just came in is right there. I need to crush it up. Put it over there. I need to find out where something is going in here. I need to just stay out of that craft room, and I need to take 5 minutes to have some of this daggone tea. I cannot tell other people to rest and take time and 5 minutes to do what's right if I'm not going to do it for myself. So I had to find myself the energy to prepare me a meal. Now, yes, I do have something prepared in the freezer. I wanted to take out some fish and fry some fish, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. I don't really like frying fish in my home, but I really do want some whitings, and I haven't had whitings in ages, and I don't actually have anyone that can fry it for me. So there goes that. So I purchased me some whitings, and then I found a pack of pork chops in the freezer. When I say a pack, I mean like more than one. I wanted to just take that out and prepare that, but if you hear that music, I have no rights to that music. Please do not copyright my thing, but it is what it is. So now it's to the point where I just find myself drifting. But oh my goodness, boys and girls, I'm trying to remember what it was that I went through that shifted my neck from like right here to here. It's like boom, boom. The pain is like ugh, and I kid you not, I'm so thankful that I'm not running to get medication, but part of me feel like I may need it, but I'm not. There's no ifs and maybes. I'm not taking it, but I may take a little bit of cream and put it back there and see if I can get a little relief. But I don't want cream and stuff near my pillow. We have to lay my face at. I don't actually want that. But I'm going to I'm going to try to find like maybe 30 minutes to rest so I can figure out which store has pasta sauce on sale. I haven't had pasta sauce in so long, and the pasta sauce I did have, I thought came here, but clearly it didn't. So there goes another thing. But I did find my my little long is right there. The squeezer, like I say, if you want to take fried chicken out the pan, I found that. I'm so happy I found that in the cabinet. So what I have to do is just get underneath that cabinet and see what my daughter was putting in there. She was so eager to help me unpack when I was just trying to tell her, just let me unpack myself. Mm. Let me unpack myself. But I did find some things. I'm looking at my lights. They're blinking. Oh, when I turn off this light in a few minutes, when I finish this video, the lights just blink, 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 and they blink for a while. So I'm happy about that. I'm going to get some more blinking lights soon. I don't know where I'm going to put them, though, but I'm going to get them. Mm. Oh, peppermint tea is so refreshing. But if you have anything close to upset stomach or whatever, make yourself some peppermint tea. It is so good for you. But I'm so thankful for a few things, so I'm going to go into my gratitude for the evening. I went outside, I think twice, and I did find the post office, like I said, but I think I found a building. It looks like a nice building from outside, and it has a for rent sign. And it is on a nice street because it is ample parking on that street. The post office is right across the street, so I have to tell a friend of mine that there's a building around the corner. This is a very nice, convenient area. When I say convenient, I mean convenient to walking to places. So if you are moving, but I do want to say one thing. It is hard to take advice from someone who took a long time to make a decision to do something, but I want you to remember one thing. Fill out as many applications as you can to different places. Do not stick in one zip code. Venture off, and if you are fearful of whatever, just remember that the grass is not always greener on the other side. There may be one or two things you don't like, but you may have a few blessings that you didn't realize was there. Don't be afraid to move where you don't know anyone. Unless, of course, you have children and that stuff. But even if you're here and you have a lot of people, you shouldn't be having a lot of kids, because that doesn't mean other people want to be obligated to take care of them. But if you have just yourself and you want, maybe a few things like some of the conveniences that other neighborhoods may give you. I don't care what they are. I don't really care. It's just that don't be afraid to venture off and try. Give yourself a year. See how it is, whatever it is. But I remember when I moved to Florida, I loved it in Florida, but when it got summertime and I realized that there really is no winter, I literally saw people in Florida with coats on, and I'm like, why? But I don't know what it is now, what it goes down to now, but what it was going down to was definitely not winter. So I said, and I was thankful for the few, those whatever winters that they did have, but please, honey, I wish I could find winter in Florida, because I love palm trees. There's nothing in the world I love more than butterflies and palm trees. But that kind of heat, Recently, I was in a few groups, and these groups were senior citizens, and they are leaving Florida. They said they can't even enjoy what they moved there for because of the weather. And it is refreshing to hear people say that, because that is horrible weather. But you really don't know it unless you are a person who does not really care for too much heat. I know a few people here that would live up there and be down there, whatever, and they would love it. I kid you not. But that weather, when I got off the airport from coming from New York when snow was on the ground, it was like, boom. I was like, my whole internal system just said, I could not function. I couldn't wait to get out of there, but I didn't want to leave the reason why I left. But I have no regrets leaving. And it was to the point where a friend of mine invited me back. She wanted me to stay with her. And if I told you who she works for, you would be like, I would have went, but I still didn't care. She works for someone real up there, boys and girls. And if I was a person that was a fan of somebody like that, then He's really up there, and she loves working, but she doesn't actually work for him. He pays her. She works for his mother, but I'm not even interested for that. And plus, what is that? What would I be? Some brokey going up there? Jeez, I'm not. That's not my thing. No, your bells and whistles are your bells and whistles. But if I was that person, even just wanted to see him just once, just walking the house, I'd be like, ugh, but not me. And she was like, oh, okay, nope, not me. And I wasn't going for another reason. Her house is so spotless, you wouldn't believe someone lives there. I kid you not. There is, you can't find a piece of dust in her house. So for me, somebody who feels the way I feel, knowing I don't live in a spotless home, I can't go there. What? I wouldn't be able to cook. I would be like, did I leave anything out? And she is so down to earth and loving and welcoming. She's not one of those people that will make you feel, but there is no way I would be able to stay there. Nope. Today in here, I mustered up the strength, boys and girls, to get on my hands and knees and mop the bathroom floor. I kid you not. My doctor says you cannot mop that floor on your knees anymore, but I still don't know how. But today I had to. I said to my friend, I may need you to help me get off this floor. She looks at me like, you got down there by yourself. You gonna get up by yourself. She mean. But I said, But when I finished cleaning my bathroom, I felt really good. But I am here alone, and I kid you not. Sometimes I have to stop and remember what I have here. And one of the things that a lot of people kept saying they would not move for was the size of my apartment. Now, I kid you not, I really miss my craft room, but then I really don't miss my craft room. Why? Because it was so much space, and I was craving for less, to the point where my mind was gone. I had snapped already because it was so much. But it got like that when my bipolar was manic, because I was just grafting and grafting. I wanted to learn this craft, this craft, this. Now I don't want to learn any craft, but I do know that there's going to be a day that it's going to all fall down, and I'm going to be in that room just. So it is what it is. So sitting here today, if I was able to. I would throw it all away, but I know I can't, because my mood won't be able to survive something like that. But I am so thankful beyond words to only have one bathroom. I kid you not, because there were times when I would go to the front and wash the toilet, then go to the back and wash the toilet, then go to the front. Now you may say, why didn't you stay in one and just knock it out? Because if I only had a little bit of energy, I wanted to make sure that the priority was done, and that's the toilet. But the sink was always washed right after I brushed my teeth, or anything I did in the sink, I would just take the little cleaner and spread it and wash it my sink. But it was so bad for me, to the point where, living there for 15, 16 years, I had no paint job. So the walls were whatever, and however they were managed was with my bare hands. In order for me to get a paint job, I would have had to remove everything in there. And who's doing that? Not me. So now in here, I'm doing everything I can not to put anything else on the wall. So that's good, because it is what it is. So I'm so thankful to only have one bathroom. I don't have traffic in and out, so it's not like I have to worry about going in the bathroom after someone leaves and just clean up. So it is just, But even there, I had company, but not too many of my guests used the bathroom. So nobody really has a bladder issue like me. You know what I mean? So, and there was one guy that came to my house and peed on my seat, and I made him wash my seat. And after he washed my seat, he never could come back. I said, you can't come back here no more. You spread the seat and you leave it like that. No, but I understood. Thank you. We're not going there. Don't you dare comment on what you thought I was going to say. Don't you dare. I will jump through this screen and I will come in your backyard. Don't you dare. This is not that video. No. Oh my gosh. Did I get a tan? Oh. No. Oh, I have to take the clothes down and investigate. I don't like tans. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to stay in the house. I haven't had a tan. I haven't even been outside. This is the most I've been outside since years. I kid you not. But my back. Ooh, I think I need to. Ooh, I think. Ooh, I need some kind of help up here, boys and girls. Ooh. Oh, it is a everyday thing, and you know your girl's gonna live with it. So I'm gonna do my best not to even bother complaining. Please don't start. But let's get a little bit more yum yum. Let's get a little bit more yum yum. Mm, 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 mm. Oh. Mm, 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 mm. My gum is swollen. I don't actually feel like going to get the tooth out. But I'm gonna have to. It's not hurting me. It's not hurting me. But the gum is literally swollen, and I'm like afraid to. I can feel it with my tongue, but the tooth is broken in the root. But I kid you not, I just asked my doctor one day. I said, "Can you take all my teeth out?" I don't know if you ever had a toothache as bad as I did, but I had a toothache so bad it was Martin Luther King weekend, and it was the night before the businesses opened, and I just couldn't function. I had already done all the prayers, and nothing was working. I grabbed up all my medication, which I started. I got some glass of juice and water, whatever. I swallowed everything, honey. I was like, I'm ready. Just bring me home, cause I could. Mm, it is a wonder if any of my neighbors got sleep that night. But I kid you not, I don't know how I woke up the next day because there was no way I was. I think I took a whole bottle of 800 milligram of Tylenol. I took all of my mental medication. You hear me? I was not supposed to be awake that morning. Mm. But I woke up. I'm looking around. I jumped up, got in the shower, and because my mouth wasn't hurting, I called the dentist, and they told me to come in. It was like 40 minutes to get there, and all I kept doing was praying and praying and praying. Please don't let my tooth hurt me while I'm on this parkway. And goodness gracious, I kid you not, my tooth hurt me the moment I sat in the dental chair. Mm, 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 mm. And now they won't see me unless I get a letter, a letter from the doctor. But guess what they did? They gave me 7 Novocaines, but because I took those medicines before I went to bed, the Novocaine wouldn't work. They drilled my mouth while I was wide awake, so you already know what the I felt. Ooh, and what I can tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, I don't know how I made it through the night because I kid you not. To know that I experienced that, and I was in a chair, and I'm just grabbing, and it was people all in the room, and I was, whoa, and I'm just grabbing, trying to grab, boy. If I had got a hold of somebody in there, called pow. But I went home, and because I was so afraid of what was coming, or what could have come, I did what I normally do. I jumped in a hot bath with a whole box of Epsom salt, and I did that for like 45 minutes. But for the next few days, I had bloody pillowcases. My pillowcase was bloody, so I actually paid $450 for a root canal. So that's what I was under the impression that I got. But something said go to another dentist. I went to another dentist, and she gave me an X-ray. She said, I'm not even touching the tooth. So I asked her why. She said because she said, did they actually say, did they give it to you in writing that they gave you a root canal? I said, well, that's what the man said when he said, would you like a root canal? And I said, yes. And he took me into another room and sat me in a chair. I said, he was the teacher. She said, I want you to go back and get it in writing that they gave you a root canal. And I said, but why would I need that? She said, because he didn't give you a root canal. He put cement in your hole. And she said, if you think you were in pain before you went there, she said, wait until it falls out. And she said, I'm not even touching it. And she left the room, honey. I went right back there, honey. Yes, I did. And I asked about 4 different people, can they just give me a copy of my procedure? And none of them would give it to me. So they sat me in a chair, looked in my mouth and everything, and I stayed right there. I didn't say nothing. And I had, had conversations with different people. Then the head person came, and I heard him talking to the teacher. And then the young girl that was there who prepped me for that drilling was there, and she said she just wants a printout of the procedure. And they refused to give it to me. And then they said, well, it looks like the tooth needs to come out, because I showed them, I took pictures of the bloody mouth and everything. My face dried up with blood at night. So they said, well, we're just going to take the tooth out. I said, but before you take the tooth out, could you please give me something in writing stating that I had a root canal? That's all I want, just for my records to protect, my mouth. And she went right back, and I heard her when she told them, and she said she couldn't give it to me, but she gave me a paper that I had to sign to get permission from a doctor saying I was mentally clear to get my tooth out. And then when she said she couldn't give it to me, I said, okay, thank you, no problem. I said, come on, honey, let's go. And she looked up. I said, come on, honey, let's go. We got somewhere to go. We're going to the front desk. And we got to the front desk. I said, excuse me. They drilled cement in my mouth. They did not give me a root canal. They charged me for a root canal. She is here to verify that you owe me $450. I said, I'll wait right here. And then they talked, and then the lady went in the back room, and they came out, and then she said, well, the lady in the room want to speak. I said, well, I can't speak to her right now. I said, because I have a very important appointment. I said, I'm almost running late, and I said, I can't speak to her right now. I said, but I do have time for my refund, so just refund me $450 for the root canal that y'all didn't give me, and then I'll be on my way. Do you think I got my $450? You know I did. I was already in contact with a lawyer. Had that lady had given me that sign, that little notice in my hand, they understood the assignment, and they didn't want to see me. Every single time I tried to get an appointment after that, the phone would it was like a recording, and it would automatically disconnect the phone line. I kid you not, no human ever hung up on me. The phone would hang up on me. And then if they put me to the appointment and they would switch me to someone else, the live person would come on the phone, and then they would look through the appointment, and the appointments were so far down the line that I ended up saying, you know what, I'm not going to play the sandbox. They just don't want me to come back. And I really and truly wish that never happened, because that was the only place I've ever wanted to get my teeth done, in there. Absolutely. Oh, this tea is delicious, boys and girls. I am so thankful. The little changes that happened in my life through the gratitude. You understand me? Just kindness and gratitude. But I kid you not, my back is so freaking bad. All I feel like doing, my eyes are rolling behind my head because I don't want to lay down. Have you ever been in so much pain that you felt like if you lay down you wouldn't wake up? That's not the problem. The problem is I wake up, I might not get up, go to the bathroom. So my lower half is okay. It's the back. The back is like, it feels like it's like someone just took a piece of branch and just said, and it's right where my freaking neck is, right on a strip of this shoulder right here. Ugh. I do get some kind of relief when I lean my head to the side like that. I'm kind of thinking, now I don't know if I would be able to do it. I don't like massages. I don't really like people touch my skin. I do have fibromyalgia, but I do believe I need a pain management doctor. But I had to stop going because the man was massaging me so much, child. I was wondering if he knew I was a patient because I was and I went home that last visit. I called the people and I said I have to cancel all my visits. And the lady called me back a little while later. She said, Miss Johnson, was he inappropriate? I said, he wasn't inappropriate, but I can't go back. I'm sorry, that man. I said, he did a good job, but he did nothing wrong. He needs to keep his job. I said, but I can no longer come back there. I was on that table like, is this a doctor's appointment? Is this a doctor's appointment? I'm like, that man was like, oh, he was all up in there. I kid you not. And I'm thinking, if things get hard and I need a job, I might be a misogynist. What's the massage people? Yes, honey, I would be real nice. You know, that massage thing. I have a friend. She was working for the bank. Oh, I can't. That's dirty. No, well, I'm gonna say it because I'm not gonna say anything untidy. She was working for the bank, and she got so tired of working for the bank and dealing with that kind of foolishness. She said, and she went and got her own little training. So she's a massage person. She make her own hours, and she do all this other stuff. But I don't know any of the details in the thing, but she like her money. So I said, I laid in my bed today. I said, you know what? I think I'm going to try my best. Keep trying and trying. But if I can't make it, I'm going to try to find some learning for some massage and see if I could do that at home, like a little job at home. But no, I don't know. They're going to have to sign a DNA. What's that paper? A DNA? Get up in it. You gonna have to pay top dollar to come up in here and get a massage. I'm tired of being broke. Woo! What's that thing people with real lot of good money make you sign when they want to go out on dates and stuff? You want to lay on this and say, well, yeah, baby, you have to sign one of these right here. What happens? I just said sign it. Shut up and sign it. That's it. But I'm just laughing because I'm getting tired. You know, when you get tired, you get stupid. That's all it is. I'm really tired. But I cannot go to bed right now. I want to finish. Yeah, I don't really have too much to do in here. But I do want to finish my plate. Because I noticed that I haven't been eating enough. I just eat a little bit and walk away and go get it caught up in something else. But I have to treat myself with some better care than this. I cannot believe. Oh, I found a car wash up the block. But one of the things I realized, I am so frugal. I had no choice but to be frugal. But I love being frugal. But I'm really angry with myself because I actually saw a dress in Walmart. The dress was like $24 and change, and I really liked the dress. It was really a pretty dress. I think the sleeves came to like right maybe here. It was full of ruffles. I'm an old lady, honey. I'm an old lady, but I love stuff like that. It was full of flowers, and when I saw the price, I walked away. And one day my daughter looked, and when she saw me do that, I saw such sadness come over her face. See, my daughter loves things, honey, and it doesn't matter what the tag is. She's gonna find a way to get it. That type of stuff makes me feel a certain type of way. But I recently parted ways from someone that is really perfect for me, but he has a very expensive taste, but he can afford it if he works for his money. That should never be an issue for me. But I cannot go anywhere and really anywhere, and he wants to take me out. He want to take me out to eat. There's no way I'm going. So I feel so bad. A part of me just wants to lay down and cry in my bed. I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed, just to please try, just to try to give in. But he keeps saying there's a reason why I won't be with him, but he thinks it's something, physical. It is a little physical, and I will never tell him what the real reason is. But The reason is most likely because he wants to roll my hand in the street and all others. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, I am not that person. Hell no, I'm just not that person. You walk with me in the street, we friends. That's it. And especially if we're not even sleeping together. You want to walk on the street, hold my hand like that? What if the Lord bring my blessing down the road and I'm holding your hand? That's not nice. You don't do that. That's not nice. I want to take you out. I want to date you. Honey. I'm sorry because there's things I'm just not gonna do. I'm not the type of person that you can take out and spend $150 on a plate of food because my mind be like, what? How many bills I gonna pay with that? It is never gonna change. It doesn't matter how where I go, it will never change. I don't know. I think sometimes that I don't know. Maybe. Never say what. Never. That's it. Never say never. Mm-mm. But not in this. Not in the next 2 years. That's I don't think. I don't care how much money I have. There's no stove in this world in my mind cleaner than mine. So I can drop something on my stove, pick it up, and put it right in my mouth. There's nothing in here running around. I know that. Not to say they won't be later down the line, but you can never get away from what you definitely know for what you don't know. And I know there's people that if they don't see it, they don't care. My mind doesn't work that way. I wish it did. That's why I used to hate myself. I used to cry and beg God to just take me home because I said, how do you make me like this, live like this? But I saved my damn life living like this. Sure. Mm-mm-mm. Saved my life living like this because I kid you not, there is going to be a day that some people that I know are going to be sorry. And guess what? I hope like hell my phone is off that day. Yep, because even right now I can see it coming, but I'm gonna do one thing and one thing only, and that is mind my business. Absolutely. Mind my business. I was so upset when I looked at my shirt because I want to buy the shirt, and I looked at the cost of the shirt, and there's no getting around it. And then I looked, and something told me to Google, and I Googled, and I'm seeing $12.99, $6.99, and there's no logical way you could do that, building on a site and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, and going into looking deep, some of these people are taking a loss, but I know why they take the loss because that one click can take you to something else. If you can build your basket with more than one item, then that one item is going to be okay. But I can't do it, and I actually want to order my shirts, So I'm like, but I don't know. It is what it is. I don't know. Maybe I just don't want to go to bed because I don't want to cry. I don't know. I've been trying not to. Mm, I've been trying, but I feel so bad. I feel so bad. My doctor said the only way I'm going to help my fainting is if I can say no and not feel anything about it when I do say no. But how do you say no to someone who wants to spoil you with all of these things? But I'm not into things like that. You see, I got this shelf. This shelf right here is going to fundamentally help me going forward in the year. It's going to prepare me for some hardships and stuff. So those are the things I look at. But sometimes I say to myself, I should have just been different. I don't even think if I was raised differently, like more wealthier, I don't think my mind would be any different because I think I was born frugal. I remember when I was young, I might have been like 8, and we used to get a few dollars allowance and stuff like that when we were little. But I remember I used to hold my dollar until the ice cream truck came, and all the kids would go to the ice cream truck, and I would run across the street to the bodega, and the man had 10-cent root beer ices, and I love root beer. So I would get two 10-cent ices for 20 cents, and then I would run in the house and take my little change and drop it into a can, and then I would go outside while everybody was having their ice cream, and I would sit right there with everybody else, and I would open up this one, and I open up this one, and I would bite and chew, So I had two ices, and I always was happy, not more or less for the root beer that I absolutely love, but the damn change I had in the bucket. And I was a kid when I was growing up. I used to say, who did I take after? You know, being a nickel and dime type of person, and I don't know anyone because my mother is, what is her favorite name? My mother's favorite is Dooney and Burke bags, but she's not getting replica bags. She wants the real bag, and she has like an abundance of them. Um, Everybody has something they love, and I'm like, okay, I love greeting cards, but I can't really find something that on my person that I love, but I can tell you what I plan on getting more of when I need them, and that is exactly what I'm wearing. This shirt. I love this shirt. I love, love, love this shirt, and I love the fact that I bought multiple colors. Even though when I got them, I said, "Why did I buy so many?" And now I realize that some of them that are in like a smaller size, I like them with my jeans, and some of them this size, I like them when I wear my little sweats, and so I haven't, I have some of them, in a bin and all that other stuff. But I love my shirts. I feel like I wouldn't go into what I feel like because it doesn't matter. But don't get to the point where you don't reward yourself with something because you did. You like it. You like it. You want it. You make your money. You spend your money. Whatever you do, just make sure you protect your fall. Don't become a person that will spend and then you expect someone else to cushion your fall because at some point people will walk away from you. And if they do walk away from you, they have every right to walk away from you. I am actually waiting for the phone to ring because someone put themselves in a financial rut, and I'm like, I'm just gonna not even be involved. I'm gonna mind my business. That's all. You love things, get your things, but when that certain bill is due, get that too. Get that too. Mm-mm. Mm. I need to know, do you eat beets cold? These things taste like a little sweet. It tastes like a treat. Mm. Mm. Mm-mm. I feel like I'm on a dinner date with you guys. But I can't eat no more. Mm-mm. 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 Oh my goodness. I saw a lady do her YouTube video and she was saying the things that she doesn't buy anymore. She bought the washable rags. It looked like my microfiber. And she said how much money she saved and she put it in a little jar. And I was so happy because a few days ago I forgot what I did and I saved $5.50 and I put a little note inside a little special place that I was gonna have to pay myself $5.50. I am trying to my best to change what I was talking about because my stomach is killing me. My anxiety is so bad. I feel so bad. And I'm not talking about my health. I'm talking about the fact that I wasn't able to be honest with someone. But I'm going to say something completely different, and you take it however you take it, and tell me how to fix maybe. I can't even say it. I can't even say it because you just don't know who's on your channel, and I can't say it. But I have to call my friend. I have to call my friend.